Okay, do you know what color house it is?
Oh, my goodness. No, ma'am. But, I mean, it's on fire.
A woman dies in a house fire in Raytown, and tonight there are a lot of questions surrounding the emergency response.
41 Action News investigator Andy Alcock dug deeper and found out what happened.
Raytown firefighters pulled Noreen Irvine from her smoke and flame-filled home here on April 21st. She died the next day. We have also learned Raytown EMS declined multiple offers of help from the Kansas City Fire Department before Irvine was rushed to the hospital. When Raytown firefighters pulled Noreen Irvine from her burning, smoke-filled home, her heart had already stopped. 41 Action News obtained dispatch audio of the Kansas City Fire Department's call to Raytown EMS.
Are you guys sending an ambulance out to that house fire in your city?
We don't know anything about a house fire.
All right. We just got a call for 70th and Hedges. We don't have an exact address.
Oh.
It is a house on fire. There might be someone in there. I'm listening to the call taker. So if you could definitely, it's probably something that's going to be a worker, so you probably need your police and an ambulance.
Okay, do you know what color house it is?
Oh, my goodness. No, ma'am. But, I mean, it's on fire.
A Raytown ambulance crew did rush to the scene, and after some effort, medics were able to open up an airway for Irvine to breathe and revived her. Records obtained by 41 Action News show firefighters pulled Irvine from her home at 7:04:50. By that time, both a Raytown and a Kansas City ambulance crew were on scene. Less than 7 minutes after Irvine was rescued, a second Kansas City ambulance arrived at 7:11:38.
Yes, our crew offered to help, and I think they were waiting for their second-in unit.
KCMO Fire Chief Paul Berardi says his crews offered to help Raytown medics get an airway for Irvine and to also take her to the hospital. But he says the Raytown crew declined. Instead, they decided to wait for a second Raytown ambulance to take Irvine to the hospital. Raytown only has 2 ambulance units, and that second unit was the 4th ambulance to arrive at the fire scene. Former Raytown EMS Director Matt Cushman, who saw the Raytown and 2 KCMO ambulance at the scene as an interested bystander, says he can't speculate as to why one of the KCMO units were not used.
Logic would tell you that those vehicles or those, those resources could have been used. I don't want to say should have, but they could have been used.
Cushman also points out by sending both Raytown units to the scene, even with 2 KCMO units on standby, anyone else needing an ambulance in Raytown would have to wait for a neighboring agency to respond.
I would be surprised if a paramedic made any decision other than what's best for the patient care.
Chief Berardi points out a patient like Irvine needs to be stabilized at the scene before being taken to the hospital. Raytown EMS Director Doug Jonassy declined on-camera comment. However, he called the decision to wait for the second Raytown ambulance a non-issue. Jonassy says it arrived at about 7:12, within a minute or so of the 3rd ambulance. He says the patient was given high-quality care. Jonassy also points out it was roughly 8 minutes from when Irvine was pulled out of her home until she was on the way to the hospital in the second Raytown ambulance. Not an excessive amount of time. Berardi agrees.
It seems that everything was done properly here, and they transported within 8 minutes.
But Cushman says based on his time as Raytown EMS Director, another option besides waiting for a 4th ambulance was available.
It would not have been outside the realm of possibility for us to take that patient and go.
There were early reports of a couple of neighbors trying to enter the burning home to save Irvine. As a result, there were extra units on standby in case anyone needed help, including firefighters. I'm investigator Andy Alcock, 41 Action News.